time for the Sykes update. First installment here of 2010, first week of session, very exciting week. We started off with the Governor's State of the State address, and of course the focus this session is going to be on the budget. We've worked on it very hard the past 3 months, and we're getting to the point where we're starting to implement some of the things we've come up with to try to help with the budget situation. Just this past few weeks, you've seen the Department of Corrections make some adjustments that are going to save $500,000 there. We also reached a budget agreement to take us through the end of the fiscal year and hopefully avoid any type of furloughs in the Department of Corrections. So to keep families safe in Oklahoma, keep those people who need to be behind bars, prevent any early releases as well. Also this past weekend, my district got hit very hard with an ice storm. We worked all weekend out of the Capitol here getting generators out. I personally visited the command center that's just north of the Capitol here on Sunday, and also went out to Will Rogers Air National Guard Base to see some of the generators. Made it down to Stevens County. I'm happy to report that all's going good down there. Power's getting restored. Not 100% there, but I'm getting updates every day, talking to people, helping out, and also got some, especially made some efforts to get some generators out to the rural water districts, and they're pumping up as well, and I understand the Rural Electric Co-op is getting power on there as well, so thanks to Cotton Electric for their attention. A lot of the bills started hitting committee this week. One of them was my drug testing bill for those who receive public assistance. You may have seen some coverage of it in the media, and I was happy to do a number of media request interviews about it, but I think the state of Oklahoma needs to establish a policy that if you're going to be on public assistance, we expect you to be drug-free. I'm hearing from a lot of other senators and representatives on it about input to the bill to avoid any negative consequences, and I'm happy to hear their concerns and move it through the process, and glad to say it was reported out of the subcommittee this week and will be heard in the Appropriations Committee, the full committee, within the next 2 weeks.
Another state senator wants Oklahomans applying for state assistance to go through drug testing first. The bill would require the Department of Human Services to establish a drug testing program for applicants to the Temporary Assistance for Needy Families program. But Senate Bill 1392 has its detractors. Senator Tom Adelson says the bill penalizes those who are not drug abusers.
Most TANF recipients are kids, young kids. So I hope that Senator Sykes would consider that as he proceeds with this bill.
Senator Anthony Sykes joins us now with more on the legislation. What prompted you to want to propose this legislation, first of all?
Jennifer, I was approached by many constituents about this concept, and that if you're going to be on public assistance in Oklahoma, you ought to be drug-free.
There are concerns about how you would implement it. How would it be fair? How would you do the testing? How would that work?
And we're tackling those right now. Certainly I welcome Senator Adelson's input into this. I've already had a number of legislators approach me that they like the concept and the idea. It's just a matter of getting a program that will work and stand up to legal scrutiny.
Well, Senator Adelson's point is always an issue when you're dealing with programs that ultimately we hope are going to feed children.
Right.
And that is, how do you make sure that you do this in a way that doesn't penalize kids?
Well, and I think those children who have parents right now who are receiving assistance and are using drugs, it's not a far reach to think that they might not be using that assistance at all for their children or not using it adequately. So we're looking at things to make sure that we don't worsen the situation, but we certainly want to improve it.
How would you fund it? Obviously, funding's a big issue at the moment in the state, and how would you fund the drug testing? We have
some funds in our general appropriations, and also I think if you made it a random test where it's not everyone's going to get tested at once, but you never know when you are going to get tested. Similar when I was in the military, that's the concept that the Department of Defense uses. You don't know when your turn's up. It could be any day, and so that system has been efficient in the military, and perhaps if we don't have all the funding for everyone to take a test, we could use that system.
What is the status of the bill right now?
It has passed the Appropriations Subcommittee on Health and Human Services. In the next 2 weeks, it will stand before the full Appropriations Committee, and I've heard from Senator Adelson, a number of other legislators who like the concept and want to see how we can get it done.
Why is it in the Appropriations Committee?
Because anything that has even a minor fiscal impact, as you mentioned the cost earlier, automatically goes to appropriations. Yes.
All right. To read more about this proposed legislation, just go to our website, news9.com.
Drug testing would be mandatory for people applying for welfare benefits under a bill that cleared a Senate subcommittee today. The proposal by Senate Majority Whip Senator Anthony Sykes would require all new TANF applicants to first undergo a drug test. Senator Sykes says he sees the measure as a bill that will undergo many changes before ever becoming a law.
Ultimately, what I'd like to do is start this bill to be a start of what hopefully be a good program. May not be perfect at the start, but we're going to continue working on it in the legislative process. And as always, I've got an open ear. Special day here at the Capitol. It's Homeschool Educators Day. I'm a proud supporter of homeschoolers, and later on here in just a few moments out on the floor, I'll be introducing the essay contest winners. But we have some homeschool educators and their children from Senate District 24 here, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves.
Hello, Anthony. I'm Carrie Bertrand. I'm the president of the Tri-City Home Educators, and we are home educating families from Blanchard, Newcastle, Bridge Creek, Tuttle, all your constituents.
Right. Well, I grew up in the Tri-City area.
Yes, you did. Newcastle Hills,
That's right.
right?
That's right.
And I've got my 2 daughters with me.
Okay.
I'm Michelle Dugas. I'm also on the leadership team with Tri-City Home Educators. This is my oldest daughter, Rebecca. I have 4 more at home with their father.
Okay.
And I'm Sabrina Grizzle, and this is my daughter, Brianna.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for coming today. And homeschooling is such an integral part of Senate District 24. I mean, all the way from the top of 119th Street to the end of the Stevens County line, we have many homeschool families. And so proud to have y'all here today and appreciate the job that y'all do. I know there's some bills that y'all are concerned about out here, and we've talked about those and got to have lunch together. And like I said, I don't think those bills, anti-homeschool bills, are going to be going anywhere this year. They file them every year. And we've always basically not heard those bills because in Oklahoma, we're the only state that has a constitutional right for parents to homeschool their children.
Right.
So anyway, I appreciate y'all coming today. Thanks so much for joining us here. And have y'all had fun at the state capitol?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for coming again.
Mr. President, would you please recognize Senator Sykes for a special introduction?
Senator Sykes, you're recognized for special introduction.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. Leader. Senator Ford just pointed out we have several homeschoolers here today, but I am here to announce the winners of the Homeschool Capital Day Essay Contest winners. They are ages 9 through 11, Matthew Brooks, ages 12 to 14, Nathan Harlan, and ages 15 to 17, Joanna Harlan. Would you please give them congratulations from the State Senate?
Hey, thank you all so much for coming today. I'm glad you had a good time. Always welcome back, and we'll be back with further updates on the Sykes Update.